Hi, I'm Matt, and on today's Matt's World DIY, I'm making a marmalade cheese toast. It comes together in 5 minutes. It's the perfect little treat for breakfast. So let's get to it. This really isn't so much of a big old recipe to make as much as it is just an idea of how you can spice up your toast in the morning. So the first thing we're going to do is take toast, and I'm going to toast mine in the toaster, or you could toast it under the broiler. So I'm going to get mine in the toaster, and when it's done, we'll come right back. All right, so I have my 2 pieces of toast that I took out of the toaster. As I said, if you wanted to toast your bread in the oven, that's fine. Have you ever heard of people having toast done on one side? I know there's an old Sting song where he talks about Englishmen in New York, where it's like, I like my toast done on one side. It's like, I've never done, I don't really care for that. I like my toast done on both sides. So anyway, I have my toast taken out of the toaster. It's still warm. I'm going to add a slice of provolone cheese to each one of these. Now, if you want to use something else like a nice sharp cheddar, that would be great. I'm thinking that the sharper the cheese, the better it is to contrast the sweetness of the marmalade. So let's talk about the marmalade. So I'm using a name brand orange marmalade. It's kind of sweet, not kind of sweet, it's sweet. But take this and put it on top of your cheese, and then that's gonna go in the oven and broil for about 2 minutes. Here's a little story. I can remember marmalade, my first introduction to marmalade was when I was in high school. I was in band, and we were planning a big trip, and we needed to do fundraising. So we sold little containers of marmalade, different flavors of marmalade as a fundraiser. And I had never heard of it before. And my dad was like, ooh, orange marmalade is the best. And he bought a pack, and the first little container that was gone was the orange marmalade. It was gone. But I did get to taste it, and I was like, this really is some cool stuff. So anyway, that's my story for the day. Now let's get this marmalade on our toast, our cheese and toast. Nice and fresh. Fresh is good. Fresh is very good. So this is, like I said, this is pretty sweet, and so my big words, the juxtaposition of the sweet with the sharpness of the cheese is a nice contrast, flavor. This looks really good. And be generous with your marmalade too, because you know what? Sometimes you just got to live it up a little bit. So this looks good, very simple. So I'm telling you, 5 minutes in the morning, bam, you've got a nice fancy piece of toast to enjoy with your breakfast, or just eat it alone as breakfast with this awesome cup of coffee. So my marmalade is on my toast. Cover this up, and I'm going to put this in the broiler for about 2 minutes. I'm going to keep an eye on it because I don't want it to burn. Now that my broiler's on, because I didn't turn it on before, now that my broiler is on, I'm going to put my toast in the oven for about 2 minutes. Keep an eye on it because you don't want it to burn, because a broiler can take things from okay to insane in just a snap. So let's get this in there. So while my toast is broiling, here's just another little tip or two. If you wanted to use, like I said, if you wanted to use like a sharp cheddar, that would be cool. Any of your favorite cheese that's a good melty kind of cheese would work. Also, try something like apricot preserves on top of a different type of cheese if you would like, or provolone. I'm using provolone today. Another thing is, use a nice hearty whole grain bread, something that's got some substance to it, some mass to it. If you use a light fluffy bread, okay, cool, that's your choice. There's no right or wrong to this. I just think that whenever you use a nice whole grain bread, like I'm using a 12 grain bread this morning, whenever you use that, it just offers a little bit more substance in your tummy, and will help fill you up a little bit better. And it tastes good, so there. All right, my bread is done. Let's get it out. It's gonna be so good. Look how awesome. That is amazing. I say it's amazing. It's so simple, but it's amazing. This looks really delicious. I can't wait to bite into it. Here's a little word of advice. Don't sink your teeth into this right away. It is going to burn your mouth. So take your time, be patient, exercise a little caution before you eat this, because the combination of that sugary marmalade and the cheese, I can tell, I could just see it now. Sticking to the roof of your mouth, burning your roof of your mouth, and for a week you're gonna be like, oh, in pain. So don't do that, just be patient. All right, now I get to taste it. I can't wait. It's cooled down a little bit more, and it's not going to scorch my mouth. Okay. Oh my. This marmalade cheese toast comes together so quickly. Give yourself 5 minutes in the morning and you have a nice, fancy, beautiful, delicious piece of toast to enjoy as your breakfast or with your breakfast. I hope you get a chance to make this recipe. And if you like my content on my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Also, if you're interested in more breakfast ideas, check out my breakfast playlist. See you next time.